see what's up. Let's just see what's happening and see who is going to be going into the final match of tonight, the decider match, which will take place after Gummyho versus Hydra, which I know is what a lot of people are excited for right now. I know a lot of you guys are going to be looking out for that one. In the bottom right hand corner of the map, we have our blue Protoss player from Prime. It is MyuNgSiK. And in the upper left hand corner, our orange player from Startail. It is Pet. Guys, how is everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. Again, how are you all doing? How is everyone feeling today? Another Forge first here from MyuNgSiK. So just as he started on King Sejong Station against Hydra, he is going to start against Pet. And we're going to see a much different opening from our Zerg player this time around, because he is immediately going for the hatchery first here on the low ground. So hatchery on the way down for our Startail player. And with the Forge already down, we're probably going to see the cannon rush start up here in a few moments' time. So Pet, is he going to be able to hold on here? As, well, the first cannons are going to come in here very shortly. Probe already sighted. And Pet already starting to pull a single drone down as the probe is going to move behind the minerals. And he's just going to put this pylon here again. It's kind of interesting because generally on some maps like King Sejong Station, you put a pylon here, here, and kind of here, here, and here, and wall a cannon in. But to put it right in the middle here is kind of interesting. A bunch of drones being pulled, realizing he has to really commit to making sure this pylon doesn't do anything, because he is in a position where he is. He's in a position where he needs to make sure, without the pool being, with gun hatch, I can't talk! He's in a position where, because he's gone hatch first, he needs to make sure the cannon never actually goes down, otherwise he will be in a little bit of trouble. And he's actually going to be just fine here, it seems. And this probe isn't actually going to try and do too much else. He does just drop the Nexus at home, drops the gateway as well, so it looks as though it's just how MyuNgSiK likes to open, and he doesn't actually try to cannon rush out of it, just wherever he can. Pylon goes down, and MyuNgSiK is going to keep moving around with this probe. Try and see what he can get done. As he comes in towards this main base here. Sees what's up. No gas just yet from Pet. And just going to add on a third hatchery as well. So pretty standard opening considering it's a considering it's a Forge Fast Expand essentially. Well, it is a Forge Fast Expand out of MyuNgSiK, so pretty standard follow-up from Pet to just go straight into 3 hatches without gas. Nothing really strange about that. To get your gas about 6 minutes, you don't need gas before then. So yeah, good stuff. Pretty standard opening then. As we wait to see what the next move is going to be here in this game. Probe coming down, and we'll be heading back to mine in a few moments. Cannon just finishing up here. Cybernetics Core going to be finishing up fairly shortly as well. And this probe going to come in, pop some minerals into that Nexus, and that Cybernetics Core, as that finishes up, we will be able to get into Mothership Core, Warp Gate, and whatever else MyuNgSiK feels he will need for the rest of this game. As again, just no gas just yet, but expecting that in the next half minute or so out of Pet. Just continuing to drone up heavily right now. Again, off of a Forge Fast Expand, there's not very much your opponent can do to be kind of overly aggressive. So, usually you're pretty much just free to drone up. He knows how late the Warp Gate's going to be. He knows he doesn't have to worry about that for a long time. So there's that double gas now coming in. He's going to be able to start investing in his Zergling speed, start investing in perhaps a lair, and roaches if he wants as well. We'll see exactly what he wants to go for first. I think Zergling speed is just going to be the common way to go about things, just in case of any aggression. It gives you good map control as well. And it really allows you to deny a third base of the Protoss player if he tries to get one up. So, you can just come in again and again and try and stop that from coming up. So Color Links here just position again. They're going to just spot for that third base or run towards the natural once again if they feel like trying to scout. Stargate is up here, and we're going to see Phoenix on the way from MyuNgSiK. So looking as though he wants to try do exactly what he did against Hydra then. So pretty much the same build here on the same map. And Hydra, it worked out pretty well for Hydra that game, and it looked bad for Hydra initially when he had Roach, Hydra, Corruptor, and he just trying to win and he just kind of lost his army. But he took some good engagements after that, and we'll see what Pet decides to respond with here. Already has Lair on the way, so he did decide to escape Zergling speed, at least for now. And maybe go straight in towards, well, there's Zergling speed coming up now, so I imagine this is probably going to be some kind of Link Hydra build or Link Muta build. Mutalisk straight away would be a little bit weird considering a couple of Phoenix. I mean, mere tech switches are fine against Phoenix because you can build like 10 to 50 meters at a time, but if you open Mutalisks, you're only going to have kind of like 8 or so, and against what's going to be 5 Phoenix already, that's not so great a number, so these Phoenix catching a couple of overlords here and there out on the map. And that Overlord going down, exploding at the end there. There's a +1 on the way from MyuNgSiK. That's going to finish up very shortly. Robot Facility finishing up here as well. And last time when that robot finished, he was already starting to, he was already starting to Chrono Boost out of Immortals because he was being attacked by roaches. This time around, no such thing. Pet is 15 drones ahead of where Hydra was. He's not made units to be aggressive with, and he just starts an infestation pit. I wonder if we're just going to see straight up swarm hosts out of our Startail Zerg player here. And, well, Phoenix is going to come in here and try and pick off this Overlord. And they do get a couple of kills here. Taking a lot of damage on the Phoenix, though, so have to be a little bit, have to be a little bit careful. A few queens here, 5 queens in total actually, as the first swarm hosts do start to come up. Full Phoenix over to the left hand side. As the Phoenix start to get picked off there. Not quite though. So Swarm Host on the way, I mean, pretty standard stuff. Third base on the way from MyuNgSiK, Twilight Council on the way, Colossus on the way. Nothing really too crazy to talk about. Fourth base in the forward location for Pet, which is, pretty much as you'd expect. If you're going to play Swarm Host, you're going to want to take this base. You're going to push your creep forward from here. You're going to have them already in a very central position to push across the map with. It's a great and abusable position for Swarm Host, and in fact this map is, known as the best map for Swarm Host, or, it's a great map for mech play, because with them turtley sort of units, you can just land them right in the middle of the map, and boom, you're protected on 4 bases already, basically. And, well, these Swarm Hosts just chilling out right now. There's, we see, a little bit of an army moving forwards here. This isn't too much though from MyuNgSiK. This is a little bit of a weird time, but he's actually going to catch the Locusts kind of out of position here. Now the next wave of Locusts are going to come in for a few more seconds, and so MyuNgSiK might actually be able to kill this base, and with the force fields especially, he's definitely looking as though he's going to maybe be able to do this. He picks off a couple of queens. Some Locusts starting to connect now, and he doesn't really have any force. Okay, he's got a couple of force fields left, but he's going to want to use them once he gets down the ramp. Not really much splash damage, so he can't really turn around and fight this. So he loses a sentry, he loses a zealot, but he traps quite a few drones over here. 7 workers killed in total in the last few moments as another Phoenix gets picked off in towards the main base. And Pet will hold on for now. And MyuNgSiK just falling back with his mothership core to this army. Got War Prism out, going to try and do something with this. A sentry drop, interestingly enough. And try and force field, I imagine, the ramp and try and get some kills in the main base on some tech structures. What's in here to be picked off? Well, both the Evo Chambers stop the upgrades immediately. Infestation Pit stop further around the Spire. This could be huge, in fact, if he does manage to pick off kind of everything in the main. And, I mean, he's under no immediate threat because these Locusts, they're not, moving far enough forward just yet. They do have Enduring Locusts, but because of the lack of creep spread, because of that push, which delayed it, he can't safely move his, Swarm Host into this sort of position just yet. And there's that force field on the ramp, and straight away here, Pet is in a little bit of trouble as some more Zealots continue to get warped in. And lift on Queen there from the Phoenix, and another force field on the ramp. And this is a little bit scary. Locusts are going to try and get through into this main base, and whoa, the sentries, they don't want to sit there. They want to be a little bit careful about how far forward they sit. Straight away, this hatchery in the main base is going to go down then. As Locusts continue to move across the map, and here we go at the same time. MyuNgSiK going to move through the middle and try and see what he can do. Locusts are still in position here though, so they'll be able to move forward. As still force fields coming down on his ramp. Drones not being allowed to escape. Spire being targeted down, and 9 Corruptors already on the way though. And over towards this fourth base, he is going to defend. So Pet defends towards his fourth, which is nice. As these drones come back to try and see what they can do, and it looks as though we're actually going to see some Zealots drop off over the third base. MyuNgSiK not getting his Warp Prism out of warp mode, and that means he's going to lose that there. So he's just got these units over here to try and do whatever he can with, but with Locusts coming in, they're not going to last too much longer. And MyuNgSiK will get cleaned up. Will he be able to take down this last Spire? It looks as though maybe he will actually, as the Locusts die off. He will get that Spire, but already 9 Corruptors made, so it's not the end of the world here for as they play. Kept the Infestation Pit alive, his Evo Chamber is intact, so his upgrades did finish. And these locals are going to come in from the right-hand side and try and pick off a couple of these units here. These units continuing to retreat down to the south. And, well, Pet's going to keep on mining here. There's a few more drones getting picked off. I'm not sure where them drones got picked off, but a couple more drones did get picked off. MyuNgSiK has established a 4th base behind all of this right now. A few Zealots coming up the right-hand side, and I guess they're going to try and pick off a base which is up here, perhaps. May think Pet's already going up towards that 5th base, but that's not actually the case. There's a couple of swarmers actually just left behind. Interesting to see 3 swarmers left behind. That's quite a lot of, that's quite a big investment. I'm going to add some spines and spores here. And as he adds these, he may very well just decide to you may decide to pick up a couple of these swarmers, move them back to the main army, and just leave one wave of locusts there at a time. These Zealots coming around the top side. He has now seen that there's no base down here, so he knows about. I think he's seen that. He definitely sees it now. One more Zealot's getting walked in, so he's going to go for one big attack towards this 3rd base. Pet going to look to see if he can hold off over here. Just starting to make his spine crawlers here now. Starting to move forward aggressively with these storm hosts. We're coming around this right side with them, but there's nothing over here to really do. And, well, these Zealots are going to hit quite hard. As immediately Pet cancelling these spine crawlers, having to pull his drones away. 5, 6, 7 workers already killed off here. Growing up to 8, and these Zealots are going to get to work. Corruptors coming in, they're not going to be all too useful. And I think this hatchery is going to be dead here in a few moments' time. There it goes, hatchery down, and plenty of Zealots left. Now this is a big investment though from MyuNgSiK. I mean, that's about 2,000 minerals of Zealots, or, you know, about 1,000 to 1,500 minerals of Zealots, I guess. So it's quite a big investment from him. He's going to lose every single one for the cost of 10 workers and a hatchery, which is about 800 minerals. So it's about there, but it's not perfectly efficient. Now the main thing is it's going to stop mining for a little while, especially if there's no extra bases up for Pet around the map. So Pet is really going to be struggling to build up a bank. In fact, right now he's struggling to max. Never mind actually just build up a bank. So these swarm hosts coming down the left side, and they're going to come in and start picking away at these cannons. And they do pick off a cannon there before getting cleaned up. Templars are out from MyuNgSiK. Don't think we've got Storm. In fact, yes we do. Wow, so MyuNgSiK has researched Storm. He's got a Mothership out as well. He's in a great position right now. As we see another 15 Zealots or 16 Zealots. No, it's just 15. Getting ready to move forwards here and see if they can get more damage done. Already chasing down some Queens, Vipers and Corruptors again. They're not going to be the most useful of units against the Zealots. Queens and Locusts are though. And some Swarmers just being left over all over the place. In fact, these are the 3 Swarmers from the main base, which are now going to be used to chase away attackers at the 3rd. And we have some Stalkers going to come in this left-hand side, start working their way on this debris, and well, they're going to get caught pretty quickly here. They're going to blink away, and the Zealot will get taken down, and these Stalkers going to move across. And if there's an observer nearby, there's one over here. If there was an observer nearby, he could maybe try and do something there. The Locusts do run out of life, and the Stalkers will be able to resume work on the rocks. As these Zealots spotted as well, so these Locusts are going to keep on chasing the army here from MyuNgSiK needs to be a little bit careful. The Zealots actually turn around, and that's definitely not a trade they wanted to take, because every single one of these is going to go down, so a lot of wasted minerals there from our Protoss player. As wave after wave of Locusts continue to advance forward now. And, well, big actual warping of Zealots here in the main base. A little bit hard to see because of the stack of Overlords. Looks as though this main base hatchery is going to go down again. Warp Prism kicked off. But just not going to quite be able to kill this entire... come and defend this entire, I don't think. Even with these transfuses, that being said, there's 3 swarm hosts. And maybe he will with a few more transfuses, Pet, if he's paying attention. But at the same time, there's a big army in the middle of the map he's dealing with. He transfuses it, though, and he will keep it alive. And the main base survives here. And that's a big, big win then. There's another wave of Locusts going to start moving forward. DT's been warped in now. Not sure where they're being warped in. But wherever they are, they're going to be able to start moving around, try to get some more damage done. Some Tempest on the map as well here from MyuNgSiK. And, well, this next wave of Locusts getting cleaned up here pretty quickly. It'll go down without too much of an issue. And there's these Corruptors looking for an Abduct on the Mothership, perhaps, and there it is, Abduct on the Mothership. He recalls it out of there, though. Excuse me. Recalls that Mothership out of there, so he keeps the Mothership alive, which is important, because the energy isn't the main thing on the Mothership. The important thing about the Mothership, wherever it's gone, Mothership. The main thing about the Mothership is just keeping it alive to keep the units underneath it cloaked. Big army of Void Rays, Tempests, and Colossi here. And, of course, some Templar to back up with Storms also. This Pet continues to push forward, and Getting hard for MyuNgSiK to take a 5th base. In fact, it's going to take him a long time before he'll be able to establish this base as his 5th. He'd probably have to establish this base over to the right-hand side first, but no 5th base for Pet either. Starting to get to the point where Pet's actually finally being able to build up a little bit of a bank. He's adding some infestors into his composition as well against a stack of Stormhosts, a stack of Locusts to the right-hand side of the map. Nothing to pick off over there as this army for our pros player moves to the left-hand side once more. That one infestor. Oh, the swarm host! Oh no! 5, 6, 7 swarm hosts going down or something. Big pick off there by MyuNgSiK, kind of out of nowhere. The swarm host just burrowing a little bit too far forward. And now immediately 7 more swarm hosts being remade, but this wave of Locust isn't going to hold up against this army of the pros player. Nice abduct there will kind of pull an Archon in towards a Spinecrawler, and in fact the Spinecrawler is going to be like staring at them Vipers like, what did you do that for? And as these swarmers need to get out of there, they need to get the hell out of there. I don't even know if a wave of Locusts can help them out right now, because with the storm they can just eat through that so quickly. Drones being massacred on this 4th base, and the 4th base is gonna go down, and MyuNgSiK is going to continue pushing forward here. I mean, potentially this right hand side base now going to be the next point of target for him, and he's going to clean up a lot of the creep in the process of moving over in this direction. Locusts going in the wrong direction again, going to pull them into a bit of a better spot to try and defend this newly established 4th. But I don't think he's going to get it up in time. I don't think the Locusts are going to get there in time. And again, even if he does, the storms are huge because they just take down these swarm hosts so quickly. Cancel on the 4th base. And Pet is in a lot of trouble because, again, he doesn't have a bank. MyuNgSiK sits on a 5.6k, 2.5k bank. And Pet sits on absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Going to try and remake this base in the center. There's a bunch of feedbacks come down here. A couple of Templar do get picked off. But nice feedbacks coming down, picking off, I think, actually every single Viper that was in there. Because all the Vipers have now just disappeared, so I think he's picked off every single Viper with that. MyuNgSiK just going to clean up all the creep in his retreat now. And this is one of the most satisfying things. I'm a Terran player, and when I scan and clean up some creep, this is one of the most satisfying things. I cannot imagine how much satisfaction MyuNgSiK is getting out of this right now. As another wave of swarm host moves forwards. And just watching the creep proceed, it makes you feel like you've been successful in your duties. Locusts won't be able to hit anything because, well, okay, they pick up a Templar, but only because it wanders out of range of that mothership. And, well, Locusts going to continue moving across here. More upgrades coming in for our Protoss player. Anion Pulse Crystals alongside the speed for Observers. And, what's that even called? Chromatic Boosters? Not an upgrade you see every day. Is that +3 shields as well? Wow, +3 shields coming in, so them Archon's going to get mega tanky. More gear is being added on from MyuNgSiK as he's just going to get ready to take a 5th base once this creep finally finishes proceeding. And again, I mean, all Pet can do is just sit on this base and try and defend, try and build a bank, and just try and trade as best he can for now. What? MyuNgSiK, what are you doing? You're not meant to put a Nexus over here. What on earth is going on? Only 45 drones right now for our Zerg player. So he does have a little bit of a larger army supply. And again, he should have the more cost-effective army supply, but that's not been the case so far. MyuNgSiK has been taking really, really great trades. Nice abduct there, able to pick off a Void Ray. And it's little things like that that she needs to keep on doing, getting a Void Ray for more or less free. I'm not sure if he did lose a Corruptor, so I don't think he did because he's still maxed out and he's not building anything else. More Spore Crawlers being added on towards this at this 4th base right now. There's a DT gonna maybe well, in fact the DT just continue to clean up creep over here. A Pylon's gonna block this expansion. Yeah, what is this Nexus for? Can someone tell me what this Nexus is gonna be used for? I've got absolutely no idea as a wave of Locust hits the front once again. And now a Protoss player gonna be able to just clean that up again, no real problems. Them Locusts can't kill anything because they just don't have vision. There's no detection nearby. So almost moving to a bit more of an aggressive posture once more. But again, I don't think they're going to be able to do too much because they just don't have the detection. Now, if the Corruptors move forward at the same time, maybe they can make some abducts, maybe they can get some damage done. There's another couple of pylons being added on here. And again, I'm a little bit unsure as to what exactly MyuNgSiK is doing. This army continue to clean up Locusts a few at a time. More Locusts continuing to move forwards. And Tempests and everything just going to keep raining down the damage. As these Corruptors are looking for an opportunity. Maybe get a little bit of a pick off here. Maybe come in this right hand side and try and abduct something forwards in towards these Locusts or just in towards the Corruptor cloud. Where did these Archons go? Did they run up here into the spines? Potentially. As Corruptor's coming in, they do pick up a Tempest there, and big storms coming in. As these Templar get a little bit ahead of themselves, a little bit of damage going down, and losing a few of the Templar, only 3 remaining. A bunch of Voids, a lot of Archons though, still remain as the next wave of Locusts getting ready to go. A lot of Infestors here, and the fungal growth could be huge, and there's one big fungal, and there is a second one, and that's going to reveal these units to these Locusts, which is going to mean a little bit more damage being done. Another Void Ray being picked through here, another fungal growth goes off. The next wave of Locusts starting to come out, and this is it. This is what he needs. Pulling forward these Colossi. They're going to go down pretty quickly. Storms, though, on top of not only the Locusts, but also the Swarm Host. But that was the last Storm. The Corruptors are going to commit forward here, but so many Archons underneath, so many Corruptors will go down. And I mean, overall, it's actually going to be Pet winning this fight, I think. And, well, no, actually, overall, it's actually MyuNgSiK winning this fight. He's traded a lot more efficiently there. You know, initially, you know, and I was going to say, you know, you gotta say I look like an idiot now because MyuNgSiK is now kind of 60 supply up, but when I said that, I'm gonna try and justify myself here. When I said that, Pet was about 10 supply up, but of course the problem was always gonna be MyuNgSiK has a way bigger bank, so you can remax so much faster. I mean, look at the production immediately: 2 Colossi, 3 Void Rays against 3 Corruptors, right? You know, Pet just can't remake his units, and you know that's why he might have taken what looked to be a bit of a bear fight. He got himself a little bit ahead on supply, but overall, a few moments later, before I could even get my words out, MyuNgSiK skyrockets ahead once again. Alright, so Zealot's coming in here, and they're going to take down a bunch of drones. As this base is going to get taken down, and Smoke Roll as well going to get taken down. I mean, given time here, Pet's just going to have to tap out. He takes down this base, which is a little something, but I mean, MyuNgSiK already setting up this base to the right side. And, well, a few more Templar being warped in. You're going to wait for them to build up the energy for Storm. He did lose his mothership during all of that. And something he will have to remake as well. It's going to be sacrificed to the Locusts on the right side. And Locust's going to get a couple more of those before dying off. Again, guys, this is game number 1 of our losers match here in the SC2 Improved Winter Series week number 2. As these Locusts moving forward, going to see what they can try and do. These Colossi are going to pick off these Locusts without too much of an issue. Another wave coming forward here, but there's just so much Protoss, and I mean, the Locusts, I mean, combined may have just about picked off a single Archon there, if they did all the damage onto one Archon, but I mean, again, that's something which MyuNgSiK can easily replace, although that being said, his bank has been, you know, has been killed off quite substantially. Only 1k300 left in this bank, but I mean, he's still got this extra mining bases, right? He's just established this base to the right, and he's still got this 4th base up. Pet just on this one single base here. And that's going to be the big difference as the game goes on, as another wave of Locusts get cleaned up, not able to do much because again, the mothership is there, giving them units below, the invisibility, giving them the cloak, and without the detection of the Overseers nearby, these Locusts can't get any damage done. He's going to move forward with the Corruptors now, try to see what he can do. Now you're picking off that Observer, in fact he will get the Observer. Feedback comes in, 1 Viper survives on just this minuscule amount of health, 5 hit points there. As he tries to go in, he does abduct the mothership once again. He will kill that off here. Storm is pretty okay. It could have been a little bit better though, realistically. As I think MyuNgSiK just thinks he's got enough, and he's just going to push on forwards. And he's just going to kill off the Spine Claws. The Queen's going to go down as well. And, well, just going to come up to the high ground now. And I mean, these Locusts, they're going to get stormed on. The Swarmers are underneath the Locusts. And everything is just going to go down. Corruptors continue to come forward. They're going to try and fight this. GG is called by Pet. He realizes he cannot make